This is the latest version of BMW's X1. It's on a brand new platform with a brand new engine. What hasn't changed is all the functionality and the size that we appreciated with the original X1. You have to hand it to BMW. They saw the future. They introduced the X3. They were the first into the premium compact luxury SUV space and one of the first into the smaller, I would call it subcompact crossover space with the X1. So while some manufacturers are just getting into this size of SUV, BMW is already on its second generation, and they have had a lot of experience to pull from. Looks, first of all, you have to say that BMW has a formula and they're sticking with it. X5, X3, and X1, they all look the same from a couple of paces away. So how is this a new platform? You might remember the old X1 was built on a previous BMW 3 Series station wagon platform. They did what I call outbacking, which is what Subaru sort of pioneered with their Outback. Raise it up a little bit, put some cladding on it, make it look like a crossover vehicle, and it sold way better than the BMW 3 Series station wagon ever did here in North America. This is a purpose-built small crossover vehicle. It's not built on that platform. It's a new platform shared with Mini. That's right, BMW owns Mini. This is a platform shared with their front wheel and all-wheel drive vehicles. And one of the major differences is the engine runs side to side now, not along the length of the car, and that provides much better packaging on the inside. The one you see here doesn't have the correct wheels on it. They put winter tires and wheels on this car. You can get an M Appearance package, which gives you up to 19-inch wheels, bigger air ducts and vents in the front, much more aggressive look. You have the blacked out trim around the windows and skirts along the side, so you can get that as well if you like. The previous X1 had a couple of complaints. I'll get into the driving in a moment, but around the back, the liftgate was really heavy to open and close. Now they have a power liftgate around the back and a lot of space in the cargo area. When you get inside, you're going to be surprised by, even though this is a small package, you have lots of room for everybody on the inside. Now, this is what you would call a cab-forward design. Instead of the engine running this way through the car, it runs this way. They're able to push the dash forward and drop it down, and it gives a very open and wide feel. There's a huge front window. They were able to raise the roof, which gives you huge windows, not only in the front but in the back, and also raise the seats up. So the previous version was on a car platform. This one is purpose-built to be a small crossover vehicle. So raising the front seats up, raising the back seats up, and providing much more legroom in the front and the back definitely is going to be useful to people who actually want to use this vehicle every day. In addition, the back seats slide fore and aft to either bring a child closer to the driver in the front or to provide more cargo space in the back. In addition, this vehicle now has more cargo space to the tune of about 85 liters around the back. And as I mentioned, the hatch now power operated and bigger, making it easier to get in and out of. The other thing you'll notice right away is there's definitely BMW cues in the dash here. You have the familiar screen and the iDrive and the buttons and switches all look familiar, but a different design than what we're used to, and that's because it's not running on a pure BMW platform. So they've modified it to give it the BMW look, but the benefit is you get much more space. There's a bigger area for the cup holders here. You know, typically BMW's, the console would be higher. This sits lower and the shifter is bigger, and that gives you the feel of openness. So yes, you might criticize BMW for going with a shared platform, but the end user, the person that's going to use this car every day, is going to be happy with the space. Now, unlike the BMW X3 and X5, there's a one-engine strategy, for now anyway, for this BMW X1. Now, on paper, you would think it's got a 2-liter direct injection turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Well, it's got to be the same as the X3. It isn't. This is a new 2-liter engine. It's down on horsepower at 228 horsepower versus 241 for the X3. But this vehicle is lighter by 200 kilograms. Torque is good at 258 pound-feet. And what that does is give you fuel economy of 10.7 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 7.2 on the highway. So sure, they're using a shared platform with Mini, but you know what? Mini makes some great handling vehicles. They are the same company, and driving dynamics is a major pillar of BMW and a major pillar of Mini. So they work very well together. And with that lighter platform, it definitely feels like an agile vehicle. The steering is quick. I just can't get over how nice this cabin is. It's a big open windshield and big windows. People who drive this car every day are really going to enjoy it. The engine does make a little bit of noise under acceleration, but it's not that bad. So it's everything you've come to expect from BMW with a slight twist, but maybe a twist for the better. And you can totally see why people love these vehicles. This car has a car-like ride. Station wagons are big in Europe. They're certainly not big here in North America. These kinds of vehicles are replacing them, and there really is no compromise. Now, this BMW X1 will compete with the GLA from Mercedes-Benz and the Q3 from Audi, amongst a whole bunch of others that are in the marketplace. As I mentioned, the advantage that BMW has is they're already on to their second version of the X1, where a lot of manufacturers are struggling to even get into this space. Starts at $39,000. You want that appearance sport package that I mentioned. It gives you the more aggressive look, nicer wheels, and some other trim along the side. That's $2,500 more. That might be worth it. But with BMW, you can always add more and more packages, so that $39,000 starting price is a bit misleading. Now, some people might say it's not a true BMW. It is a shared platform with Mini. Now, the person that's buying this car probably could care less. This new X1 offers so much space on the inside that front-wheel drive platform, even though it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, the way it's configured gives you so much room in the front, so much room in the back and the cargo area. Somebody's buying this to move their kids around and drive to work every day is going to absolutely love the changes that BMW has made. So BMW's already onto the second generation of X1, and the rest of the competition is barely catching up. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe. If you'd like to watch a full review of the Mercedes GLA, click the picture on the left.